the famous banana ketchup. I do like it. It is really, really nice. And here's my Hawaiian ham and pineapple pizza, double cooked, so it's crispy. I think they need to turn the oven up a little bit further so it gets a little bit more brown. It tastes very, very nice, and I'm going to enjoy this while I'm listening to the banging in the background. I didn't believe in the food industry anymore. As a chef, as a senior member of management within food in the UK, there was too much going on between the Food Standard Agency, which is in Europe, FSA, and the FDA, the Food Development Agency in the US. And there was lots of stuff that I didn't buy into because I didn't believe what they were doing was right. One instance was I was presented some steaks, and these steaks were all singing, all dancing. They were tender, melt in your mouth. But following my training, these steaks were not suitable to be sold as prime cuts. But because they'd been treated with an enzyme or a chemical that softened the tissue and the collagen and the fat, they were classed as denuded. Yeah, you heard it right, denuded. And these steaks were being sold so that you could buy into cheapest cuts of meat. Well, at the moment, steak anywhere in the world is about £50 a kilo if you want a ribeye, or you want a $40 steak in the US, it's $40. If you're anywhere else in the world and they're turning around and selling steaks as Australian prime or USA triple D, whatever it is, they're graded on their A's and B's and C's on their steaks, you're paying top dollar. Anyway, 8 to 10 years ago, I was being sold, somebody was trying to sell me steaks. Anyway, my boss looked at the ka-ching, 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 the cash side of it, and said, well, we should try them. Okay, we can try them. So we ordered, I wasn't working for a little restaurant, so we ordered 10,000 of these steaks, and we put them on an event back in the UK. We allocated 2,000 steaks for the event to go into this one area for eating. After 40 minutes, we had to take them off the menu. And the reason we had to take them off the menu is that they were denuded steaks that had been reformed under pressure to make them look like steaks. And then when you turn around and cook them in the cooking environment, they started to open up. So they didn't look like a ribeye steak, they didn't look like a fillet steak, they didn't look like a porterhouse, they didn't look like a steak. They looked like a chopped up mess of meat that we were charging for. Anyway, I got disillusioned with it because it all became the cash. It was about the money side of it from the business I was working for. Now, when I moved here, to the Philippines, I started to become aware of certain products that I was buying in a supermarket here that I didn't understand. And when I came here, I was more aware of my environment and my surroundings. In the UK, I knew what I was buying and I knew the brands and what I could turn around and do. Here I didn't. I had to turn around and start looking at this stuff. So things like, I like cereal. Here, I don't touch cereal. Don't go near it. Don't go near it. And the reason being is because of the chemicals that are added to the cereal. It's not a cornflake anymore. Yeah, cornflake was developed in the US and it's a great product. Now it's a cornflake has stuff added to it, i.e. sugar, colouring, preservatives, stabilisers. Yeah, there's even one cereal here that actually gets a petrochemical chemical added to it. The colouring, the yellow and the red colouring, it's made to spray on the cereal. It's made from gasoline, the stuff you put in your car and run your car on. And if you eat a lot of it, like people do, it can affect your health. Now, some people out there might turn around and say, well, you're only on this planet once, just enjoy yourself, do what you got to turn around and do, eat this, eat that, do this, do this, do this. Great, I fully understand that. But this is about me. I don't want to be dead at 65. I don't want to be dead at 70. I'd like to turn around and get to 90. I'd like to get to that. So when I look at these Yakults, really, really healthy, great for it. They're not healthy for your gut. They only have a couple of bio enzymes, bacteria that are good for your gut. They don't have any more. Your gut has around about 600 different enzymes and bacteria in the gut working to break down food, break down sugar, break down protein, break down all of these. Your gut is a pit of your acid that draws the nutrients, draws the sugars, draws the energy, draws all of the goodness out of foods for your body to survive and for your memory and your eyesight and your skin generation and your blood and your heart to work and your all of that stuff comes from what you put in your mouth, or it comes from the sun. So if you're putting a manufactured product, and I tend to keep away from manufactured product. See, Perrier water. This is a mineral water that has minerals in it. I think it's got around about 250 minerals in Perrier, and it's about 800 minerals in San Pellegrino. But when you go to the supermarket here and they're selling you mineral water, it's got 2 or 3 minerals in it that have been added. And they're selling you bottled water as a mineral water, which is more expensive. So it's 20 to 30 peso. You go in the cinema, you're talking 40 peso. You go to a restaurant, you're talking 100 peso. You go on an aeroplane, you're talking 150 peso. But if you're drinking proper mineral water, it's good for you. Drinking manufactured that's in a plastic bottle, it's not good for you. The water's good for you, don't get me wrong, but it's the stuff that's in the water that is not good for you, whether it's high in sodium. I've got another water here, it's called Pishwet. It's a water that's got sugar added to it. Why would you add sugar to water? Water is there to hydrate your body. So, anyway, so some of the products, it's like fresh milk. I can go into the supermarket and Nestle sell this manufactured in New Zealand, sold in the Philippines, fresh milk with a 2-year shelf life. What? Fresh milk has got a 4 or 5 day shelf life. That's it. It's how people like FSA, Food Standards Agencies, or Food Development Agency, swing the labelling and the marketing on what they're looking at. Now I'm going to put some stuff about me walking around at Breeza Mall yesterday, because it's quieter in Breeza Mall than it was here in SM. So I could show the cereals and some of the snacks and but a lot of products here, like, you know, Lurpak, it's a butter. But to make it a soft butter, they add seed oil to it. And seed oil isn't good for you. And then when you've got Philadelphia, the spreadable cheese, if it's light, it's got less fat in it. So to remove the fat, they add more water. But they still charge you the same amount of money, even though it's water that's added to it. So you're getting less. And it's like chocolate. You know, you can buy a chocolate and it's got sugar added to it, because chocolate is bitter. But if you look on the label, some of these chocolates have got 30 to 40 teaspoons of sugar added, unrefined sugar added to the chocolate. Now, I eat dark chocolate. I eat a little bit of it because it helps with my diabetes and it's good for me. I don't eat a lot of it, but white chocolate, very high in sugar. Milk chocolate, 50% of it is sugar, and dark chocolate, around 30% is sugar. So there are lots of things here that I turned around and I found quite strange when I came here. And over the years, I've cut down certain things, like bread here. Bread in the UK gets bits added to it because it's bread, to give it a preservative longevity. Some breads here actually have chalk in them. Chalk to keep them white. In some countries, that's legal. In other countries, it's illegal. So, French fries from McDonald's. In the UK and in Europe, 5 ingredients make up French fries. In the US, 24. In the US, they add a chemical to the chips, to the fries, in McDonald's to elongate the shelf life or the longevity of the oil they're cooking the chips in. So instead of changing the oil, the vegetable oil, they're putting a chemical in the fries so that you can use the oil 2 or 3 days longer. Strange that, isn't it? There's lots of little things that I do not condone. Ketchup, tomato ketchup, Heinz tomato ketchup in the UK is different to Heinz tomato ketchup from the US of A. There are 4 or 5 different preservatives and chemicals, so I don't know why they add it. And it's signed off by FDA. But yeah, we're all going to die. But I don't want the doctors giving me stuff that, or the FDA, the Food Development Agency, giving me stuff that can harm me. Because then all I do is then I go to the pharmaceutical companies to turn around and get medication to prolong my life. So I buy the food that's really going to kill me, and when I become ill, then I go to the doctors, and the doctors give me drugs to turn around and help cure what food has done to kill me. I don't like any of that. That's one of the reasons why I came out of food. I didn't like some of these things that were being done with food, irradiated food. They could turn around and irradiate an apple or a lettuce or orange, and instead of it having a natural shelf life of 8 to 10 days, you could get 5 to 6 months on it. 5 to 6 months. because it had gone through a radiation process that killed the bugs and killed the germs or the bacteria on the outside of the fruit and the vegetables that were put there as a natural defense and a natural growing process of the organic food. It's not organic because you might not use chemicals, but the chemicals are still in the rain when it rains. So the Soil Association in the United Kingdom always used to turn around and bamboozle me with a load of bullshit when I talked about, well, is the rain organic? Or are you growing these products in an inert state? Because as soon as the field outside is growing, you're not using any chemicals, and the water runs down into the river, and every other field around you is using chemicals runs into the river, then it turns around, evaporates back into the sky, then it rains back on the product. Those chemicals are in the water cycle. They are in the water cycle. You can reduce the impact, but you can't get rid of it totally unless you stop it. You stop it 100%. And oh, what's that? Is that a mosquito? Is that a fly trying to land on my head? I don't know. Anyway, it has changed the world. It's strange that when you get to a certain age, you start reviewing what you're eating. When you're younger, you're carefree. You go and eat it. Yeah, processed ham, pressed ham. I mean, one of the things I found quite strange is when you turn around and you say to somebody, you've got turkey bacon. Turkey bacon? And what they do is they cut the turkey off the bones and off the breast, and what's left over, they make it and form it into what looks like bacon, but it's turkey. So a religious group can eat it because it's not pork. Interesting. Then people turn around and say we're going to make it chicory flavoured, or we're going to make it barbecue flavour, and then what goes on to that is then a man-made synthetic food flavouring, and it's food flavouring. Got to understand that. Scott's just turned up. I'm going to have a chat with Scott. Anyway, watch the vlog. I'm not turning around and professing for you guys to turn around and stop doing anything, but look after your health. There's a guy in Dumagetti, and he's just been taken in the hospital because he needs some medical stuff done. It comes to all of us. We all become ill and we all become sick. But make sure you eat the right food, read the label, and don't eat all the junk that some countries are selling to the rest of the world. Spam is still popular here, and it was a food developed for the Second World War. What's in it? Don't ask. So I'm at a Breezer doing some shopping. They got their bagged up rice with no labels, no nothing. Don't know what the mix is. Looks a little bit more yellowy than the white rice over there. They got a brown rice here. They've got jasmine. They've got all this rice on here, which is continental rice. Prices are there, so that is whatever it is, 400, 500. They got Japanese rice, Chinese rice, Thai rice, Cambodian rice, brown rice, Filipino rice. This is the rice I like, this japonica. Annie likes this. It's really, really nice. This is 450 peso for 5 kilos. SM were doing 2 kilo bags like this. They could turn around and say that's all they had. This is the one here. The problem is because we eat rice quite a lot, 5 kilos will last me a month for Annie. I've got this assorted rice varieties. That's it's pretty cool here, but the prices are missing. Only on 3 items. The rest of them are down as 2 kilo bags. You can see that. This side is the 5 and 10, and over there is the 10, 15 and 20 kilo bags, which is pretty cool. I've come here to get some eggs, which is down there where them young ladies are. So Annie needs some eggs. But that's rice. I don't see rice at 20 peso a kilo. Yeah. Cocoa, salt, brown sugar, eggs. So these are brown eggs. Should we get brown eggs? Let's get brown eggs. Brown eggs come from black chickens. Not really. Come from any chickens. Dry fish. Annie likes dry fish. Got her a bag of popcorn today. So we're having a look. What are we doing on prices? Well, I'm going to go shopping on Saturday. So we've got some pork. Got bacon. It's $4.20 a kilo. $4.20 a kilo. I don't know what they're doing. So we've got some liver. Hey, Kuya, ¿cómo está?
Okay na sir.
Okay lang?
Vlogger sir.
Vlogger Kuya. What is your name? Bakak? Carabao? Bakaka?
Baka.
Baka. Baka, baka.
Baka ikaw.
Baka ikaw.
Baka ikaw.
Baka ikaw. Oh, look at that. Baboy. Oh, look. No, I'm okay. We're doing the vlog, Kuya. Oh, we've got the frozen there on the left hand side. Right side is the meat counter. So they've got their meat, they've got the liver. Lovely, nice beef cubes. Look at that. Very, very. It says to me that it's frozen in a slab. That really comes from the US. What you need to understand when you're buying food that originates in the US, it does come with a lot of preservatives and a lot of other Blag? Boogie. And then we have the fish. Yeah, as I was saying, it does come with a lot of preservatives. There's a lot of benzonitrates and chemicals to preserve and make it all the way. Oh, look at that nice. Ooh, look. So when I'm here, I turn around and yeah, I eat whatever I want, but I make sure I check what's been added to some of the cereals and the snacks and other things. You know, it's like all these lovely little quavers and snacks. They're great for 30 seconds to take away the hunger pains, but it's what's in them. You know, you got Lay's crisps. What's the flavouring inside? It's not a potato. It's actually a potato pulp that's made and dried and then fried, and then they spray it with chemicals to give it the cheesy flavour, the barbecue flavour, the Dorito flavour, whatever flavour it is. And there's a lot going on at the moment with. There's lots of stuff going on back in online about additives that are going into some of these things, like these M&Ms. These are great. The peanut ones are really, really great. But you've got this huge bag. Don't get me wrong. You've got this huge family-sized bag, and you've got less than 75 grams. That's like a cup in America, one of those little dinky cups. So what's the rest of the plastic? Spending millions on the colourings and all the artwork, but all the colourings they put on to the M&M, the peanut one or the chocolate one, contain chemicals, additives, and those additives and those chemicals eventually make you ill or make you addicted to that chemical. Even with a cereal. But anyway, I'm not going to go down that route. I'm going to go and find some chocolate, because I like chocolate. It's no good for my diabetes, but I do like chocolate. Some biscuits, some snacks. Where are the biscuits? There we go. Look at that Oreos. Charcoal flavoured burnt biscuits. Love them. Just chocolates. Oh look, you got, so here you got nips as well. Very nice. I bought my eggs. Look, there we go. What's this? Kit Kat? Kit Kat. My friend, oh look, there we go. Gonna get 2 plain Kit Kat. But you know what you got to understand is you eat this stuff at your own risk. Manufacturers are in cahoots with the pharmaceutical companies. That once you're ill and you're dying, they're the ones that are going to give you all the drugs to help you get over your diseases that are inside you. But anyway, eat it, enjoy it, and then pass away. Meet our maker. Wow, look at that. Take it. I'm going to turn around and do a little take it because that's like Filipino Kit Kat. Very, very nice. Right, let's find a drink. Oh, look at that. Reese's peanut butter and chocolate. About the healthiest thing here. I do like these Reese bars. Very, very nice. There we go. Look at that. Alright. All the bad stuff on the outside on these 2 cereals. The strawberry cornflake is a flavouring that's sprayed onto the cornflake. Yeah, gone are the days where you get natural cornflakes like that. Now they add sugar on Frosties, all these Fruit Loops, all of these nice crunchy chemicals. Lots of us love cereals now, but all of these flavourings, the strawberry, the chocolate, the blueberry, the vanilla, the peanut, the donut flavour, all goes onto a made wheat cereal, and then it's sprayed, like spraying the outside of your car. Yeah, it's like spraying the outside of your car. Oh, see, look. What's this one? Oh, look at that. All the vitamins are added, the minerals are sprayed on. Oh my God. Well, I'm going in here. Amping? Hello, Mom.
Hi,
Balik.